NyanCave!
Hey, what's up? Hi, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Thanks for the patience, everybody.
We were fan casting for the Ace Attorney movie. Ooh, that was so ninja catch. Jeez.
And we caught it on film, Ma. We got it on film.
Where are you training, bruh?
Oh.
Who's your ninja master?
Your bathroom.
Oh. Oh.
But you were fan casting?
We were fan casting. Who would you cast as Ryunosuke Naruhodo in your fan cast?
Jack Black.
Wow. That's a good one.
Who played Anakin Skywalker?
Hayden Christensen.
Ah, that one.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
No, Hayden Christensen.
It's the final case.
It is. Okay.
And you'd have him directed exactly as he was in Attack of the Clones?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
I hate court. It's loud and rough and it's everywhere.
All right.
Not like you, Maelstrom Heart. You're everything on time and smooth.
He's not on time.
No, he's not on time.
No. He cares so much about time, though.
Tom Hanks is male. Well, now that with the fan casting has been approved, print it. Hollywood.
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera is Rolly. Not a bad.
As everybody.
Oh,
I want him to Eddie Murphy this.
Just awkward. Yeah. This notebook does have a lot of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. So, like, what are we gonna do about it?
We're here. Present.
Hello.
Hello.
It's your line.
Michael Cera did that line, but I'll do it proper if you'd like.
Yeah, proper, like.
Yeah, his notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years.
Hold it! In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper.
Not you and all. That only explains. That's not the only that's the only explanation, is it?
Excuse me.
Is it?
Excuse me. Lord Von Zeeps.
Let me guess. Is there something about that witness's last statement that troubles me? Is that what you wish to ask?
Yes. Exactly. You're very perceptive.
Whereas you would appear not to be.
Oh.
Huh.
You really need to learn how to read your fellow man, my Nipponese friend.
Oh, read them. Or reap them. Read them and reap.
Did he say he didn't call us learned? He just said our Nipponese friend.
Names of victims, dates and places and stuff. The last entry in there was on the 31st of October. Yes, notebook does have loads of stuff about what is up to.
Just saying, no matter who actually plays the characters, every one of them will be redubbed. The men are Bryce and the women are Laura Bailey.
Cyber Saiyan! Perfect casting. Ain't the only explanation, is it? He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret, and that notebook is what he found out.
If I may, when originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believed the power to intimidate London's criminal classes into compliance with the law to be beneficial.
But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you?
Yes, and those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper.
One arm? What are you on about?
The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them on alone. The Reaper is an organization.
Ooh.
False. Batman could have done it.
Ooh. With you at its head. With you at its head?
I had spies at the yard keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check the most recent entry in this book. I knew the location.
You knew it said grouse.
Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate alone.
Oh, so that explains why several members of the club claim to have seen you there.
But of course, the inspector was not there.
Because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Very well then, back to your testimony about the contents of this notebook. Fine. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? You seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago.
Oh, no, it's all right. I'm overthinking this, aren't I?
I don't think you are. Names of victims, dates, places, people, popcorn.
I went to a movie. And
In the theater?
In the theater.
Oh, in the theater. Which movie?
I saw 10 Rings.
Oh, was it
Marvel.
good?
It was good. I really enjoyed it.
How was the theater experience?
Very similar as normal. And I got popcorn.
Ooh,
It was good.
Hold it!
I love that for you.
Names of the victims, dates, places, and stuff? What in particular?
Well, besides the victims' names, its other name kept popping up. Cropping up.
And what other name was that?
It's the one I told you yesterday. It's the same name, written over and over again.
You mean Asashin?
Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something, is that right?
Were you even listening yesterday?
No.
Watch it be like a code name that they give to a bunch of people or something.
Assassin. The assassin.
What? Like, a killer, you mean?
Gregson was the tactician, the one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the mark thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable and who to use to get to them.
If that's true, he really had a vendetta against, McGill did.
Oh, yeah. Burn him alive.
Yeah. Didn't waste any time.
No.
But the person actually executing his plans was someone else, you're saying? If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes. Oh, then perhaps that's what it said in the passport document. Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that additional person have been?
Clearly the assassin, who was meant to take Seshiro Jigoku's life. Jigoku.
Gina, can you confirm that? Against the final entry that listed Grouse and Seishiro Jigoku. We do, yeah, sorry. What name was written?
Huh? Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it as it happens.
What?
It just had like a question mark or something there, I think.
Yes, Ashley, sorry.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it, Ashley.
Oh, okay.
In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case.
But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not?
Oh, how infuriating.
A nameless assassin.
It's a gross for the place on a date, and then... Fine.
And you're saying that the mark listed was Seishiro Jigoku?
That's what I said. Funny name, if you ask me. I thought your name was odd.
Oh.
Okay.
So pleased to have lost my crown there.
Mr. Jigoku is presiding the... Mr. Jigoku... Mr. Jigoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature. Judicature.
I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago.
Studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart.
That bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say. So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jigoku's mentor? If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now.
10 years ago, after that fateful case.
Precisely. In the aftermath of the professor case, his repatriation was organized immediately. It's a mystery why such a man would be listed in an inspector's notebook.
I didn't think it was possible, but the mood near's got even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking.
It's like, oh man, this situation couldn't get any worse. I'm just gonna keep talking until it does.
Just keep talking, and you won't explode. Much.
I can't wait to watch
Super.
Michael Cera play the fish and chips in motion capture.
Hey, I'm a fish. Little fishy man.
Thanks, Super Potato.
I am so excited you guys reached the final case that I am up here at 3:30 a.m. to watch you guys live.
Ah,
Good luck on the case and enjoy.
Damn.
thanks, Kit.
Thank you. Damn.
3:30. At this point, it's no longer late. It's early.
You're just having an early start on today.
Yeah. Hope you're
Good
comfy.
job.
Insert witty Van Zeek's pun here. New PFP smile. Only one more left. Crying face.
Ooh.
Angry!
Thank you.
Thank you,
And very
Angry.
nice.
He's so angry.
Angry.
There was something about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something.
Hold it! What do you mean, a criminal? Judge Jigoku is no criminal.
Well, don't ask me. I don't know nothing about it. Jesus. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Jigoku did once appear in court here in Britain. It was related to the professor case, I'm sure.
Yes, of course, you're right.
Seishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and, actually managed to break the witness stand. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was later charged.
The Queen ain't no shit.
It was a pitiful situation, yes. I'd forgotten all about it, but I prosecuted that trial too, as it happens.
You did?
I was considered to be an adjunct,
Conjunct, I don't know.
an adjunct to the professor's proceedings, you see. But he was acquitted after being told to make reparation of the damage caused to the stand.
And there you have it.
Have what?
Surely the accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court. Guilty or innocent alike.
False. False! What? No! Are you suggesting that the reason Judge Jigoku was targeted for assassination?
The man was sent back to Japan immediately after the trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is.
Oh, come on, that's absurd! To take someone's life for that? Also, may I present Gina as evidence?
Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd? Killing those who have been found innocent?
I don't know, let me ask Gina. Gina, are you alive? Gina, can you breathe for me right now? Look at that. Van Zeek starts choking her. No!
Clearly the rules by which the man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension.
But that's dumb. Ooh.
Objection! Right, I had just enough about this.
Gina?
All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill people. It's cobblers. Come on, Odo.
Yes?
Odo? Why are you saying nothing? Why? Why are you yelling out? Objection or something?
Oh, what?
You gotta find a flaw. You do usually. If someone's lying here, no question. You gotta work out who it is. Please. For the boss.
Why is she so pure? Ah.
That outburst was an insult to the court and to your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make detective. When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Miss Lestrade. Is that clear?
I've had it with a lot of yous. It's lies every bleeding place you look in this world, innit? Well, I've had enough.
Oh.
Gina.
So have I. After that little speech of Gina's, I've made up my mind.
Did you what, Mr. Naruto?
There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd.
Oh, do you mean?
I'm not going to let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears.
Come on, Odo. Help! You gotta find a flaw somewhere.
Hold it! I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve.
He said it.
That's it. That's the game.
Yep.
Found his resolve. The last case was a bit short, but
Yeah,
I
so
liked it a lot.
There we go.
I'm glad he,
Got
in
it.
the end, I'm glad he found it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I can't wait for the third one where he loses it again and we'll
Yeah.
find it.
So
That's
nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
The ebbs and flows.
Yep.
What do you mean?
Amongst everything we've heard during the cross-examination, there's one thing, I don't know why,
Doesn't even matter how hard you try.
that defies explanation. One inconsistency. What? An inconsistency?
Really, Odo?
I don't quite know what it is yet, but... Yes, there's an inconsistency in something that was said by... It was,
It was Kazuma.
Yeah, it was Kazuma.
Because he's like, why would he attack innocent people?
Oh.
I
thought it was that one...
Oh my God.
Because he said something...
Oh.
He was like, yeah, he was on the steamship in France or something, and then Naruhodo was like, the fuck did you just say? And then, and I paused while you guys were talking. I looked back on it.
yes.
It's Kazuma either way.
Yes.
But yeah, because Kazuma said something, and then Naruhodo was like, exclamation point, and then Sasada was like, the fuck was that?
Well,
Okay, there he is.
I was.
he's not there. He's not there.
Pretty sure it was Kazuma. I'd like to go back and see it, but... By you, Kazuma Asogi.
Me?
Yep. Is this some attempt at filibustering counsel? Prosecutor Asogi has given no testimony.
What are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent?
You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I present the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done.
Gina.
Very
I think
well
you're gonna
then,
throw
counsel.
the Gina.
Go ahead. What evidence reveals this alleged inconsistency that in something Prosecutor Asogi has said?
So probably it's the thing that you said. Oh.
No, I don't know. Yeah, because I can't throw the Gina.
What?
Um,
Is it the wabbit?
Is it the wabbit? Is it the time for the wabbit?
that would be great. I think it's gonna be the passport. Because Kazuma
why?
said that he was in France or something. But it was issued for travel to France the day before his body was discovered. I don't know. That might be it. I'm not gonna.
I agree, but it might be Jigoku's ticket that we have. Oh no.
We did send that one already, and
No, yeah,
not that we don't send the same piece of evidence over and over again sometimes,
But it's actually from Mikotoba.
Mm-hmm.
but they were both on the same ship.
SS Grouse, First Club, Yokohama.
Oh, 1st of November.
Even though that clearly is month 9, day 11.
Yeah.
That's when it left.
Oh,
Yeah.
that explains everything.
And then it arrived. Sorry, I think the 1st of November. It's either this ticket or the passport, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, departs
November
December
1st. Yeah, I don't know. It's either maybe the ticket or the passport, but I'm gonna go with the passport.
Yeah.
And then let's roll with it. Because also, Kazuma had said like, oh, I didn't know you had the passport. Yeah, I do. I do.
Take that!
I don't know. I guess maybe we failed. Ah, crap. So, my initial impressions were correct. This is nonsense.
You accuse your best friend and back it up with that? Clearly, the Ryunosuke Naruhodo I knew is dead.
He is now!
Struck down by my best friend.
I believe what you intended to point out, Mr. Naruhodo, was when Kazuma said... Because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France.
I had the right line.
You did.
Damn it! And there's the passport! Oh!
As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal
I see.
trunk.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's exactly it. I take it from your expression that you're not going to let this go. Correct, my lord. I made a mistake, that's all.
What are you suggesting? Or what are you suggesting I said was Bobo? Was that?
You let something slip where you said, Abba Baba Da, that you shouldn't have.
I would never say that.
When I present the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done. Yeah, I had the right line.
Yeah. So he said he was going to France.
Oh. Tobias's underpants.
Yes, I saw those, as well as London. London, France, Tobias's underpants.
Because he also mentioned his his metal case. Oh no, he said the passport that was found in
the metal case.
In the metal case. And there was nothing on this identification, right?
No.
I don't think so. It's just.
Open it up. What does it
Well,
say? Tobias
I suppose
Gregson
we should-
saves the day.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, that 997. Oh, Gina has his badge.
Yeah. She stole his badge?
She stole his badge.
Okay, hold on. So what are we trying to prove is inconsistent about that?
Because the line is.
Yeah.
Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport in the victim's metal trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And what was that time? October 31st? But would that mean that
Would you send the notebook then?
we don't have the notebook?
Oh, we don't have his notebook.
Yeah.
Of course, Gina has a notebook.
I maybe it is the ticket because the boat was docked here November 1st.
Right. Okay, that can make sense.
I don't know where the ship was, but I mean like this ticket.
Yeah. I think that can make sense because it's showing
It's the only thing we have related to the boat.
to the boat.
Well, I say we try it. Why not?
Why would?
Twilight.
Why?
Yeah, let's try it. If not, I'm gonna look at the notice board.
Yeah.
Take that!
God! Curse this game and its difficult decisions. All right. So let's make sure to.
Maybe the autopsy report? No, it's indeterminate.
I know. I was thinking on that. Like, oh, this confirms our time of death. Oh, maybe it is. Okay, maybe it is autopsy report because he'd be dead at that time.
are details of a whole raft of cases dating back years on here.
This paper from 10 years ago is browning with
Out of
age.
interest, the most recent thing appears to be this newspaper cutting here.
Oh, it's the same Red-Headed League advertisement that Mr. Sholms had picked out.
And do you remember? There was a red-headed hairpiece at the principal crime.
Was Inspector Gregson an exponent of the Red-Headed League then? That's it.
We found it.
The wig.
All right, so from the first page, can we eliminate stuff here? Like, it's definitely not going to be the armband.
Red-Headed League. No.
Well, what date was
no.
the red-headed league taking place?
But that was Vigil.
Yeah, Vigil was there.
Vigil was there.
And then Picture Vigil, no. We already tried that, no.
Well, wouldn't that make sense though? Because if Vigil was at the red-headed league, then he would be heading north.
Is this /S?
No, I'm just trying
Okay.
to
Okay,
push things
okay.
together.
Okay.
A dismissal note. Photograph
Picture.
doesn't make any sense. The revolver. Probably best to avoid handling it. The key. I don't
twist.
know. The
No.
wig. I don't know.
No.
This candelabrum. Probably not. Gregson's
No.
photograph. No. The autopsy report. Probably not.
Probably
but,
not.
But could but we're gonna hold on to my mental pocket, if you will.
The crime scene floor plan doesn't seem to have much to do with it. The notice board, no. The firecrackers, no. The photo of the victim.
It doesn't have a date on
No.
it. The watch.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Check this photo out.
Oh. You don't think?
It's not time yet.
He's in this trunk.
I mean, November 1st.
This is on November.
I mean, it could be this photo.
What would we say though?
He's right fucking here. I don't know.
Oh, Judge Jigoku is there. Mikitoba. What's the sentence again?
Yeah, what's the sentence? Oh, there it was. Down. Right there.
Okay.
At the time he
No,
it's just-
because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked.
on the northern coast of France.
At what time though?
I know. I'm missing that context.
Oh, thank you, Nanny.
Now you have it in your memory.
No, my memory bank. But at what? Like, was that? We have to find the.
I mean,
contradiction,
unless because passport found in his trunk. Unless it's this.
The trunk itself, which is damaged and has blood on it.
Yeah.
right? But why?
Huge gash across the trunk here. It's gone right through the leather and into the metal behind.
Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged, whatever made the gash must have struck the side of this trunk with a considerable force.
The force of 1,000 gavels.
Somebody's really proud of that opening animation.
The thing is, they spent a lot of love and care in a lot of these little animations.
Clint's autopsy. That can't be.
As shown by the passport. Oh. Well, I sent the passport.
Yeah, we
though.
did. We did.
Mm-hmm.
1 week from October 1st. Yeah, I really thought it was the passport.
Yeah. And then that's the end, right? So, what we've kept in our brain banks is picture and autopsy report, right?
And the trunk, I guess.
And the trunk.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the time he's making the stream trip document. Maybe it is the picture because of he's right fucking here.
Maybe.
I have I think it's the picture at 10%.
Okay.
Okay, and what's your 90?
I don't have a 90, but I just
Okay.
think that the chance of it being the picture is 10%.
10%.
You can throw it.
Oh no! What? Okay. I love this system. The trunk. Where do you lie on that one?
The trunk?
Yes.
I feel more positively. I feel like a 60 on the trunk.
Ooh, okay.
Take that!
Oh, yeah, there it is. This is a trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson. A metal construct, is it? It's certainly very heavy. What's this? A blood stain. And a relatively fresh one, too.
Von Zeke
What?
starts drooling.
You mean that ain't Grace from Autoboss's Fish and Chips?
Fresh blood. on the inspector's trunk. That suggests that the victim was traveling with that luggage when he was killed.
Now explain to the chat why the trunk is relevant. Listen, Siberia Wings, I'm not going to stand for these personal attacks, okay? How dare you ask a question?
You're mad.
I wasn't even very strongly in
The mods will see you out.
It was a majority, though.
It was. I'm like, yeah, 60% chance it's a trunk, but it's probably something else. But no, it was a trunk.
That can't be. There was no mention of any trunk in Scotland Yard's report. Yes, there's a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the trunk, hoping to sell it.
But I found it. Me, with me nose for trouble.
Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk. Unless, of course, we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed.
What? Whoa.
And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Kazuma.
Because of the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France. As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk.
So the question is, how do you know about the inspector's trunk?
Because of all that junk.
We know the man went on a trip to France. Where else would he have put his passport?
I believe it's a Tour de France.
Objection.
But you knew it was a metal trunk. Answer me honestly, Kazuma. On the 31st of October, where exactly were you?
Oh no!
I can't believe we're turning it around. He does have two swords,
He
and there was
does.
a big slash on it.
I saw it. I'm like, no, not our boy Kazuma.
No.
Who else has a sword?
At the port of Dunkirk, on board the SS Grace.
Oh, damn! Well, I never.
Is that the answer you're looking for, Ryunosuke?
Kazuma, what did you... I hadn't considered the possibility before, but if Kazuma was there on the ship, then it could only have been for one purpose.
Oh no, Mr. Naruto! Surely you don't think...
That's enough.
Come on, Ryunosuke. You know the rules. And
So do I.
the
A
only
quick
thing...
conviction's what I'm thinking of. I wouldn't do it to any other guy. And if you realize I'm lying, gonna make you... Objection!
The only thing that really talks in the courtroom is hard evidence.
Emphasis on hard.
As I understand it, Inspector Gregson always took that case with him when he traveled. So as it stands, you've proved nothing.
Kazuma, are you challenging me to prove it beyond all reasonable doubt? That you were there that day, in the same place as the inspector?
He was there with Gregson.
There's a clue that you've overlooked. A secret that trunk can tell us. I can't be sure at this point. I'll need to verify it. But I have a nasty feeling that I'm gonna be right. The accusation being made is deeply disturbing, but nevertheless, we must test it. The defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found.
Is it the knife?
I think it's like... Oh.
Is it the knife?
Where is the evidence that ties Prosecutor Asogi to Inspector Gregson?
Knife! Knife! Knife!
Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's right through the leather.
Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly slashed, it must have been hit with considerable force.
I wonder how it happened. Well, let's just send it.
Just send it.
You know, we never looked at the bottom. It'd be so funny if it just said, like, Kazuma was here.
Yeah.
Ah!
Got it!
Got it! No!
Way.
I bit.
A bit so
This
hard.
is what happens when I don't overthink it. This is your proof? What do you say to that, Prosecutor Asogi?
Personally, I think tying the defense counsel to the inspector's trunk and tossing it into the sea would be more helpful.
I friggin' can't even.
What? At least that way, London's courtrooms will be safe from his destructive accusations.
I believe that was a rather long-winded way of telling you that you're that you're wrong, Mr. Naruhodo.
Very well. Then let us see if you can sink or swim under the weight of this penalty counsel.
Ah!
Hoo-wee!
Mr. Naruhodo, you can't allow yourself to be drowned at sea yet.
Yet? I was hoping to never let that happen, funnily enough. The defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found. I know they said where in the trunk, but I was like, nah, maybe that's just the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say
It's not
Oh, well.
in the trunk, it's on the trunk.
Let's have a look inside.
Oh, do you think it's literally on the passport?
Oh, it's a
says
piece
one
of
the-
frickin' sword. God
Is that a
damn it.
pizza
Yeah,
sword?
it's a pizza sword.
God.
You see
damn it.
that? There's something stuck in the side of the trunk there. It's
missed it.
glinting.
It looks like a fragment of metal of some sort, but it's wedged in so tightly I can't remove it.
Well, don't cut yourself. You'd better leave it, I think, so I can present it as evidence.
Come on!
Damn you, pizza swords.
Pizza sword, man.
Pizza Sword Man? New superhero?
That's Kazuma's name. Pizza sword, man.
There's a small... Wait, this happened in a different case. There's a small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here, like the tip of a blade.
Oh yeah, that did happen. Wasn't it? Oh shoot.
Yeah, someone got stabbed with a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Oh!
Olive.
Olive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the tip of the blade was
Yeah.
stuck in the something in the wall.
Something, somewhere.
Yeah.
A blade?
Kazuma, slung around your waist as ever today, is the esteemed blade Karuma. I don't think Karuma would break. I think it's maybe the other one.
Of course it is.
Won't you draw it? Here in this courtroom?
I don't have paper,
For all to see?
and I'm a terrible artist. What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, come on, I'm being serious here.
Exercise caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer.
Whoa, hey, come on. Bailiff, watch Prosecutor Asogi like a hawk.
That won't be necessary.
It is.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh
I can't believe Karuma is damaged. The tip is broken. If the fragment of metal from the trunk fits together with the end of the sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed. Kazuma Asogi?
Soul injured. The symbolism. Ooh, GD deep.
Expertly done, Renosuke. That's a point to you, and well deserved.
Damn. When Naruhodo's resolve is strengthened, Kazuma's has broken.
Oh.
But just the tip.
Just the tip.
We gotta give it a little kissy and it gets better. Just a...
Do you mean to tell the court, Prosecutor Asogi?
Yes. On 31st of October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission.
Oh, wow.
So the additional person authorized to travel,
It was me,
and the mission was...
the assassination of the Mark.
What? Damn. You mean you're the killer whose name was omitted from this notebook? You were following the Reaper's orders to dispatch Judge Jigoku?
Jigoku. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I've killed no one.
Explain.
I accepted the assassination mission, yes, and I accompanied Gregson to Dunkirk. but I never had any intention of carrying out the plan.
You were never going to do it.
We can believe Kazuma-sama, I'm sure. After all, Judge Jigoku arrived safely in London the following day.
On the 31st, I boarded a train from London with Inspector Gregson. We traveled to Dover, from where we crossed the channel to Dunkirk. When we boarded the SS Grouse and made for the cabin deck, as indicated in the plan.
You went to Judge Jigoku's cabin?
Exactly. He wasn't there, though. We decided to wait, but
But you've already told us you had no intention of going through with it anyway.
I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life. So I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent that night at a boarding house in town and returned to England the following morning.
A boarding house? In Dunkirk?
My signature will be on the register book. It will be simple enough to verify.
Then, what became of Jigoku?
Gregson was no assassin, so the mark was spared. I'm sure it's easy enough to imagine what happened after that.
Jigoku was a human trash compactor and just shoved him in a case.
Oh, just
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Oh man. Do you remember the trash compactor at Silver City?
Oh yeah, it was
I was
scary.
afraid.
It smelled like ass too.
Oh yeah.
Gregson returned to England as well, having failed to complete the mission. He met with the Reaper in that room on Fresno Street to report the failure, causing the infuriated mastermind to pull the trigger.
We're watching too many picture books.
Picture books.
How dare you fail me, minion!
And end his wretched agent's life. Gasp, shock, drama.
And then he laughed evilly.
That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murder.
Objection!
But if you did nothing as you claim, how did the tip of your sword come to be lodged in the inspector's trunk?
I don't need to answer that. The victim was killed by a gunshot. A small fragment of a Japanese blade isn't relevant to the case.
What? But there was your sword was drawn. You don't just draw a sword for no reason. So
Nice.
what happened when that was going on?
I'd like you to speak to every 8-year-old boy or any 8-year-old who's interested in any sort of fantasy.
They would all be arrested.
If the 8-year-olds, you're
Yeah.
gonna arrest every 8-year-old
If they've got swords and they're coming at me, yes.
if they're drawing swords.
Yes. No, if they're drawing swords. I see what you're trying to do. You won't get me like that. That's entrapment. How dare you?
And accordingly, I choose to exercise my right to silence on that matter.
Be that as it may, the court will sequester the sword as evidence. Uh-oh.
They're confiscating his soul.
As you wish, my lord.
The great sword Karuma. The illustrious blade passed down through the generations of the Asogi clan. The prize sword's tip has a small piece missing. We must take immediate action now. Oh, God. We must take immediate action now. To verify whether Seishiro Jigoku remains unharmed. What? Remains unharmed?
I agree. That should be our first priority.
Oh, G Diesel. Quality J. Cross-examine the sword. Look at us.
Karuma, the great blade. It's such a thing of beauty. I want to gaze on it for hours. The tip of the great sword, broken. It's such a shame. It's been so meticulously cared for over the years. I can almost hear Karuma's sobs. Kazuma must really have taken a swing for that to happen.
Feeling poetic today, aren't we?
Maybe. I want to twist the handle. But
To see if it's a gun.
oh yeah, sword gun,
Sword gun.
gunblade.
Gun dart.
Oh.
It's recently come to my attention that he hasn't been seen since yesterday.
How did you know?
When a foreign dignitary invited to Great Britain goes missing for 24 hours, it's only natural that the question of his safety should arise.
You don't mean to say that you think Judge Jigoku may have been killed?
The Reaper has more than one assassin at his disposal. And he has the power and influence to give orders from inside of a prison cell.
How many arms and legs does this Reaper have?
He's an octopus.
Oh, God!
Isn't that right, Lord Von Zeeks?
If I were truly the Reaper, I'd be able to tell you.
Like, I don't think it's Van Zeeks, which really makes me want it to be Von Zeeks.
Order! Order in the court! Order! We will take an emergency recess for 30 minutes. Now, guests of the symposium have been told to maintain regular contact with the organizer's office. If the man can't be located within half an hour, we will have to assume the worst.
Oh no! Not Judge Jigoku!
No one would want to kill a harmless Japanese man who'd only arrived in the country, who was buff and had a hammer and was talking about making people go to jail
And a
in a
gavel.
jovial way. Except that is for the Reaper wanting to finish off a mark that slipped through the net for 10 years.
I would have to agree. Mr. Naruhodo, for the defense's sake. My lord? I sincerely hope we are successful. If we're unable to confirm Mr. Jigoku's healthy existence in the next 30 minutes, you will face grave difficulties.
What?
Oh.
Why?
Why? Why?
Court is adjourned for 30 minutes.
Why?
Britain's a big place.
Yeah.
The longer wrong evidence alt dialogues make me wonder, what if you used the wrong evidence at the first trial and it's all an alt dialogue?
Man, there's a lot of good dialogue for getting it wrong. That's why I've been getting them all wrong, is to explore that.
dialogue,
Yeah, for
yeah.
the dialogue.
It's really
You
nice
know?
of you. Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you, Ellen.
Kazuma's sword
that
tip is
guy.
broken from haphazard thrusting. Use proper protection before you unsheath swords.
That guy. I like to imagine his dad was like, "Now, Kazuma, you'll get this sword when you're old and responsible.
But Dad, I know how to use it.
Not until you are older." He's like, "I'll show you, Dad. I'll use my sword so good."
Kazuma used to have a brother.
Breaks it. What?
He cut his brother in half.
Cut him in half, I know.
The wrong kid died.
Yeah, wrong good died.
What's wrong, Kazuma? Losing your edge? It's right there, a piece of your broken soul.
Ooh.
But yeah, he's been an assassin all along. That's rough, buddy.
It's rough, buddy.
Adam. Okay.
Thanks,
The way
Adam.
that he says Kazuma just made me think of Kazumer, and all I can think of is Zoomer. Zoomer Kazuma. With his Zoomer humor. Go on. That's all.
Zoomer Humor.
He's a Zoomer. Fortnite and all.
Kazuma-sama, the Reaper's assassin. I feel as though I'm in a nightmare.
I can hardly believe it either. But on the other hand, Kazuma isn't in the habit of making up stories.
I have such a terrible sense of foreboding. If something awful has happened to Judge Jigoku, then I feel as though things will only spiral further and further out of control.
Ooh, music. Tug on the rabbit's ears, and Judge Jigoku's just inside the rabbit. Oh my god.
Aha! I've been in here the whole time!
I felt it from the moment I stepped into the courthouse this morning. That strange sensation that we were careering towards a foregone conclusion. Well, in the worst case, we might only have 30 minutes left. Unfortunately, though, I don't think there's anything we can do but wait now. We're out of options.
Actually, There may be one last thing we can play. Or rather, one last ear.
One last ear! Of course! The little Mr. Sholms doll that Iris gave us.
Are we just yanking it right now?
Oh, I hope so.
If for some reason we completely run out of options and ship the trial today.
Susato, looks like we've run out of options. Yeah, you're right. I guess all we can do is wait. If only someone would lend an ear. I think we might get by a hair. Oh, just fucking tug on the thing.
Just do it. Then just pull this little Hallie's ears as hard as you possibly can.
Perhaps now is the time. What should I do? Pull Harley's ears or not? Oh,
No, we
leave
can't pull it.
Absolutely.
Leave it. Leave it.
Ryunosuke, if looks could kill. Sees Kazuma unsheath his blade and walk away. No. 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 Ryu trips thanks to a shocked Jigoku.
Thanks, Dark.
Naruhodo, Kazuma, I can't believe you stuck your tip in another man's trunk.
Oh my god.
Dark Iron. Thanks.
Oh no, that was Cyber Saiyan.
That was Cyber Saiyan, sorry.
Cyber Saiyan.
Just rename Karuma Mara.
Kaluise, thank you.
Okay.
That's a new name.
That's
a new name.
Mara's tip would never break.
No.
It's indestructible.
Yeah.
Dark Iron had. Oh, there's the second one.
Kazuma, what is that expression? Tip of my Ryunosuke, tongue? Kazuma, swords of course. Ryunosuke, I don't feel comfortable around you now.
There's nothing wrong with two bros. Let's have a little sword fight.
Two bros.
Having a little sword
Little
fight.
sword fight.
In the British court.
Sorry about not showing up in the chat lately and being a lurker.
all
Not
good.
much time lately, been looking for a job actively and going through medical evaluations. But I won't miss something so good.
Oh,
Moses!
glad to have
Glad you're
you.
here, and I wish you all the luck in the search.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with being a lurker. Is that right, lurkers? Lurkers in the chat say nothing.
Rise
up.
Ayo.
Lurkers in the chat, sit down.
Hot damn!
All
Look
right,
at
I'm
all
gonna
those
leave it.
lurkers saying nothing.
I saved.
Yeah, leave it.
I'm gonna leave it.
It's no big deal. It's not a big thing. No.
Ah, this is one of Iris's inventions. There's no telling what might happen. For all I know, it could cause a huge explosion.
I'm not sure you should be thinking like that, Mr. Naruhodo.
How do you know what I'm thinking?
Compared to the trial ending immediately after this recess, a huge explosion might be preferable.
Okay, keep your voice down. Jesus.
Can't say.
If we can't win, we'll
Yeah.
blow this bitch up!
I'm not sure you should be thinking like that, Miss Sasato. But I suppose you're right. If there was ever a time for taking a risk, it's now. Here goes then. I'm gonna do it.
Good luck, Mr. Naruhodo.
No looking back. Heave! Ow!
That scream! It sounded like Mr. Sholms.
Mr. Sholms? Where are you?
Is that voodoo doll?
Here, my dear fellow, here.
It's the felt doll talking.
Pull the ears again, Mr. Naruhodo, as hard as you can.
All right then. I'll put all my strength into it. Heave!
Ow! Please, my dear fellows, you don't need to pull my ear off.
That's so funny.
my.
Mr. Sholms, where are you?
That's so cool.
Myself and my trusty partner are presently in the first-class cabin area of the SS Grouse.
Ooh! Wait, the SS Grouse?
She left over last night, after the final pieces of cargo were loaded.
Oh, wow.
We are currently docked in Dunkirk, but due to be underway again in half an hour.
You've taken a ship to France? That's so amazing.
I love it.
In a world where telegrams sent by wire are
Yeah.
still a new thing.
So new.
Frickin'
The power of plushies.
the power of the anime
Iris
protagonist.
invented a cell phone.
I know. Well, walkie-talkie, I guess.
Ah,
It's still
Imagine
impressive.
if our walkie-talkies and cell phones looked like little critters.
I know. You've taken a ship to France?
Please, even with my athletic prowess, I would struggle to jump the Straits of Dover. After we left Baker Street last night, we hurried by cab to the station and by train to the port. In order to board this vessel in time.
So, you mean you'd already worked it out? That the steamship was where everything really took place?
Mr. Naruhodo, pray, what is my name?
Herlock Sholms, world famous great detective?
Recited to perfection. Well done.
You're a genius, Mr. Sholms. That's the only word for it.
It's a really cute animation.
It's kind of adorable.
You made animatronics.
Yeah.
Miss Susato, gently with this genius's ear, please.
Oh my, I'm ever so sorry.
Oh, it's probably his partner.
If I may, Mr. Sholms.
Ah, there you are, Mikotoba.
You remember that it was, in fact, I who made the connection to the SS Grouse.
Being elementary and all.
At Scotland Yard yesterday, when we examined that notebook and I recalled my steamship ticket.
Oh, but of course it was, my dear fellow.
I'm just so used to you not being here for me to steal the credit.
And not once did I controvert that fact. I merely had our court-bound companions utter my name.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
We've just entered a recess. The trial resumes in 30 minutes from now.
And if we're unable to present any new leads, then I'm afraid to say.
Do not fret, please. It is for precisely that purpose that my partner and I have made this journey. I have no doubt we shall have welcome news for you within the half hour.
Thank you, Mr. Sholms. That would be wonderful.
Until later, then.
Yes, you'll be hearing from us if you're not in touch first.
I shan't be hearing from anything from you if you keep tugging my ear in that mindless fashion. Jesus.
Whatever was the idea behind making a receiver operated in that way in the first place, Sholms?
The disadvantages of a 10-year-old genius.
Why the deuce would I know? It's Iris's invention, not mine. A wedge.
Whilst I know how much you enjoy being the hero of the hour, Sholms, we have but half
Half
now.
of that hour.
Yeah, half that now, before the grouse puts to sea again. If we don't conclude our investigation rapidly, we shall find ourselves in Naples before long.
There are times, Mikotoba, when you make a surprising amount of sense. So, let us begin.
Wait, what?
Ooh.
It's this freaking
not.
guy.
No, it's I think
It's
is
his
it-
brother. He has
right?
two fish. One
Yeah.
fish, two fish, red fish, red fish.
First class cabin number 2. Yes, that's the one. But I don't believe an investigation of the cabin is going to be plain sailing.
discombobulate.
That crewman standing in front of the door is an angry-looking fellow.
Budget saved once again.
Why are you loitering here? Who are you?
Nice.
My dear fellow, do you not recognize a world-famous great detective when you see one? The question really ought to be, who are you?
Sholms. Do you not recognize the world traveling great sailor, Chicken Stroganoff?
Actually,
Chicken stroganoff.
Amazing.
Chicken stroganoff.
Chicken.
Stroganoff.
It doesn't have to be beef.
oh my god, with the Sholms
Yeah.
tattoo?
Yeah.
Actually, it's Shoal 3M. 3S.
Shoals.
Like $sign huh?
$. Sign.
How'd they know his gamer tag?
Oh.
Great detective, ha!
Wait, oh sorry. Whoa, wait. I'm back into
Russian, great detective, ah? I don't think so.
Do you see that, Mikotoba? It would appear that this man is a devoted follower of mine.
Goodness me, is that a tattoo? Huh, that says Sholms.
I must say, while such adoration is flattering naturally, it does leave me a little cold.
Is that a chicken?
Is that a chicken?
What are you talking about? Leave now!
How distressing. My loyal devotee knows me only by name and not by appearance. And yet I already know a great deal about you, sir.
Oh my god, no way we're gonna...
You have a brother, I believe.
Oh.
Like yourself, he's a shipman. Currently traveling the world aboard a Russian steamship. In fact. He knows.
Who has told you all of this information? How did you know these?
Elementary, my dear Miko Toba.
I'm sure it was. 3 days ago, I was bound for London aboard this ship you see. We're looking for one of my fellow passengers, a man by the name of Jigoku. There is no one here with this name on board. But we know that he purchased a ticket for passage. You mean Eastern man? He left ship 2 hours ago. Here at Dunkirk. He say something about emergency, I think. What? Are you sure? So, Seishiro's realized that Rafton has he.
Oh, shit.
After him?
Seishiro actually bad guy?
Seishiro bad?
The guy with hell as a last name?
What?
But he was so good. Does that mean all the good that he was doing for us was actually bad?
What? Maybe. His cabin is the one behind you. We should like to investigate, please.
No! I have ordered not to let my even mouse inside.
Oh, is it the earpiece? We can leave that behind.
Alright, we gotta cross-examine the mousetrap here. He's the real guard.
Yeah, right.
Miko Toba, be a good man and draw the sailor's attention away, would you? Make up some excuse so that he has to leave the area.
Doesn't great detective see that even sailors have ears, both left and right?
Curses! The plan is ruined!
And you have only yourself to blame, I'm afraid, Sholms. Forget. The cabin door is locked. Even if I am not here, you cannot get inside.
Miko Toba, I'm sure you haven't forgotten my special talent, have you?
Opening any lock.
Within a mere 5 seconds. So, if you'd be so kind as to afford me the requisite time, old friend, in your typically accommodating manner.
How could I refuse such a typically unappealing request, old friend?
Of course.
So I need to distract that burly sailor for 5 seconds to
Hand directly in mousetrap. Good man. So, the game is afoot.
Oh, God.
Hand directly in mousetrap.
Oh!
Oh, damn!
Server!
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna go to the bathroom really fast.
Appreciate you. I think that was a lurker.
My fellow chat, lend me your ears. Gets buried in bunny ears. I can't even hear myself scream under here. Just like in normal chat.
Thanks, Dark
And
Iron.
the NyanCave chat. The cave is so deep that no one can hear you scream.
This would appear to be an alarm bell. All hell would break loose if that were to ring. The whole crew would know about it.
Oh!
Oh
Okay,
my.
so we can set that off.
Okay, cool.
No, I think not. That would never work, surely. I need to concoct another distraction.
I like these. Oh yeah, it's a zany action, it's a crazy contraption.
That's another first-class cabin. Yet this door is completely unguarded.
Empty as well. I had a quick look inside earlier, though I confess I didn't investigate the wardrobe. There may very well be a young Japanese fellow inside, perspiring merrily.
If you're referring to Naruhodo, you know very well that he's currently perspiring merrily in court.
Does it not strike you, though, Mikotoba? Why the man stands guard only in front of this cabin when both are apparently vacant?
Vacant.
What the deets?
Damn!
Sholms and Iris invented walkie-talkies? Madness. But hey, now we have Sholms and Mikotoba. And fun fact, at age 43, Mikotoba is the oldest viewpoint character in the series to date.
Huh. That's neat. Thanks,
That is
Adam.
very neat. Adam!
Thanks, Adam.
He's like a Neo-Temple Guardian statue, this fellow. The way that he is glowering at us so ferociously. Tell me, why are you standing guard here if the cabin is unoccupied? Because this area is only for first-class passenger. We must look out for suspicious criminals. He was looking straight at me when he said that.
My dear fellow, as you can plainly see, we are quite unsuspicious as criminals go.
But still, criminals. No, for goodness sake, Sholmes, tell the man we're not neither suspicious nor criminals.
Oh yes, quite right, Mikotoba. Curses, this seaman is far too able for his own good. Be extremely careful with what you say.
One of us ought to be, yes.
Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, great. What did I say about it?
Disarray.
Like hand in mousetrap, and then I want high-pitched girl scream. You know?
Ned Flanders?
Ned Flanders.
High-pitched Ned Flanders scream?
High-pitched girl scream, transition to doo-doo-doo-doom. The shutdown noise.
Yeah.
That's the way back to the deck. But we certainly can't go up for this now.
And give up.
Give up for this now. That's a speaking tube for members of the crew to...
This is the technology of the time.
I know.
Speaking tubes, okay? And we're walking around here in the 21st century,
Yeah.
walkie-talkieing.
Right.
20?
20th century.
Yeah.
Communicate with one another from around the ship. If I could just persuade our stocky sailor friend that he needed to use it. Sholmes could unlock the door whilst he was distracted. The question is, how?
Kick him in the nuts. Just kick him in the nuts.
Everyone's got a different way about going through this puzzle, eh?
The switch for the electrical lights. Perhaps if I were to turn off the lights, the crewmen wouldn't be able to see what we were doing.
Ooh, nice.
Just casually walk over.
Turn off the lights. Kick him in the nuts.
This must be a mousetrap, I think. Perhaps I could distract the crewmen's attention with this somehow.
Oh, well, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
I was thinking turn off the lights and do it.
Choo!
That sounds like Big Mouse in Trap.
Choo!
Choo!
I will bring bucket of water later to put out of misery.
Oh, wow.
So I just drowning it like just tinily, like
You will be happier this way.
In any case, my dear fellow, that was quite unconvincing. Only Japanese mice make a choo sound.
ah.
Oh, really, Sholmes? And pray tell, what do Russian mice make?
Ah!
Oh.
Naturally, though also quite unconvincing, I really admit. So go ahead, Mikotoba. Mikotoba, do a pee-pee this time. Do a big pee-pee. Distract him with a big pee-pee.
No, I won't be doing
Oh, come
that.
on now.
No, Mr. Sholmes, I'm not getting tricked like this again. I'm sure I can come up with an alternate solution.
Going for the lights, because it's probably the alarm.
Sound the alarm.
Ah, the switch. Let's just give it a little flick.
Pull the lever!
Ah.
What is happening? Where is light? Now, Sholmes, now!
Oh, this might actually work.
Oh.
No. Oh.
Nobody's there.
Or did it work? It worked!
That was a close shave.
Quite a knack you have, stumbling so violently in an apparently empty corridor.
Oh, it didn't
To
work.
be quite sure, I have to think of another.
Oh, it didn't work.
Perfect.
Fantastic. We nailed it.
Set it off.
Raise the alarm!
Here goes then. Pardon me in advance, myself.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling!
You, what are you doing? If it was sea, we would be very big problem.
Hey, what's going on there? The seam is strong enough for pardons once.
Sorry, sir, nothing to report, just stupid trick. No, not by me, by world famous. No, as I told you. Now, Sholms, now!
Done.
Not even 5 seconds, eh?
Well, don't stand there gawping at my brilliance. Mikotoba, in we go.
Oh, yes.
Zoom.
Wow.
I wish that's how doors actually worked in real life.
Vroom.
Vroom.
Whoa!
Damn.
Okay, there's a lot going on in this room immediately.
Right?
The
That
books
chest.
are straight.
They are straight. Oh, Kit Meng Woo!
Kit
Thanks
Mang
so much.
Woo!
Which is
Thanks
better,
for
Beef or
being
chicken stroganoff? You know what?
one of us.
Good question.
Go
And
on.
someone else had that question too.
Which is better, beef or chicken stroganoff?
All actually.
Yes.
I like all stroganoff. It's really good. I used to get hamburger helper stroganoff. Oh, it's just beef, and you put it in, and it's good.
What's wrong, stroganoff? Chicken? Cuckoo CHR?
Cuckoo kacha, cuckoo kacha, cuckoo kacha. I swear none of you have ever seen a chicken. It's such a rich person thing too, right? Like, so I really got you, eh?
I hadn't thought about the chickens in so long.
It was good.
Yeah.
Good gracious.
It would appear that the occupant of this cabin did indeed disembark rather hurriedly.
Those clothes on the floor there. They're Seishiro's without question.
Oh, the socks have the
Socks.
toes.
Well, it seems we are just a little too late.
Oh my god.
Yes, by about 2 hours.
Still, whilst we're here, we should investigate thoroughly. There may well be 2 hours worth of clues to find in here.
But that burly crewman may return at any moment, Sholms.
Indeed he may. Which makes this all the more thrilling.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Friggin' the
wow.
tube
Yeah.
communication.
Stuffed.
There's so much
The
stuff.
frickin' don't bring pets on board sign has been moved.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
But why?
Oh, there's no bolt on this one. What?
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 Oh, I guess they can't. Wait, no, you think the first class would have like 2 bolts.
Well, in the first game, that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
The ship moved and locked the door.
Mm-hmm.
All of the doors on this vessel have locks, I believe.
A wise idea. You never know where and when criminals may strike. We didn't unlock this door, though. We had to pick the lock.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, to the great Detective Herlock Sholms, lock, bolt, or shut button, it makes no difference. All are unfastened with equal ease.
The way you go on, you sound rather more like a great thief than a great detective.
Steal! My dear Mikotoba, as long as there is greatness, I am quite satisfied.
Of course you are.
Very cool, though. I like this section.
The wall is slightly different color just there, do you see? Do you see?
Indeed. What you have observed arises when a frame that has been hanging for some time is removed. Perhaps your friend is an art thief.
Now, there's a bold deduction worthy of a great detective, I'm sure.
He may very well be the elusive thief who have been plaguing Francis galleries as of late.
I think perhaps we should focus our attentions elsewhere, Sholms, don't you?
Anybody ever had a painting that done this when you moved it?
No.
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 But I think like you could have stopped it. Has anyone ever had a painting? And I would have also said no.
No.
Oh, maybe a clock. Maybe a clock. We had a clock up on the wall once when I was young, and when we moved, I think that's
Like a ring?
it was a ring. But my mom would smoke indoors at the time with her friends,
Gross.
where they'd talk about stuff and drink coffee.
Ah.
Coffee and cigarettes.
Yeah.
My goodness.
And I think that there was a ring around the clock in the dining room.
Coffee and cigarettes, the old salesman's breakfast.
yeah.
I feel as though I might have spotted something off of a similar shape and size elsewhere.
No, it's a different shape.
Yeah.
Plenty of reading materials to keep passengers occupied in long sea voyages. I found the mixture of classic literature and easy reading to be most satisfactory, I must say.
Whoever stocked this bookcase was a hopeless heretic.
No, Sholms.
There's no copy of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, my dear fellows.
Nailed it.
Eh?
I'm afraid it's just me. But no question, you're right. More blasphemous than overlooking the Bible.
I see.
I shall leave a copy behind. I just happen to have one with me.
You're too missionary of the Church of Great Detectives, aren't you?
Slide that in there. Perfect. Quite like this one. That's a very sizable trunk indeed.
Wink.
Seishiro is partial to all things large.
Mm-hmm.
And a rather clumsy fellow if he failed to notice he'd left that behind.
Perhaps he left it on purpose. It's lighter than you might think, but it's a hindrance to a speedy escape.
Oh, we're looking inside. Is there blood?
Pity. It's locked,
Oh.
so we can't look inside.
Surely 5 seconds from now, the situation will be quite different, though.
Sadly not. It is a 7-digit combination lock. And I'm not in a morose enough mood to work through all the combinations at present. Have you tried 6969420? Have you tried that?
Perfect.
That's a substantial heap of clothes on the floor. An overcoat, shirts, a dressing gown.
Momohiki work trousers, a Tanzan robe, a haramaki waistband. Clearly the clothing of a Japanese man.
And clearly Japanese men are unaccustomed to the culture of a wardrobe. Eh?
It looks to me as if they've been thrown in a heap like that in some kind of hurry.
Indeed. You could help yourself to a Japanese man's shirt, perhaps. I'm sure you made mention of packing too few.
I'd very likely drown in one of Seishiro's shirts. No, I'll just buy an extra I need, I think. This is the waste paper basket, look! And there's still rubbish inside.
Indeed? Well, then let us pry. I've discovered recently I have a penchant for exploring the contents of others' waste paper baskets. I love it.
I sincerely hope only for your work.
Aw.
Here we have a notice issued to passengers from 3 days ago.
3 days ago, the night before we arrived in London, then. And I was still aboard myself.
Evacuation drill notice, 31st of October, following departure from Port of Dunkirk.
It just went.
Goodbye.
Oh, yes, there was an evacuation drill, I remember now. For our safety and security, our first-class passengers were constantly under the watchful eye of the crew, so it was a welcome relief to have some privacy for once. According to the report I was given, Naruhodo was concealing himself in Asogi's wardrobe.
Indeed he was, and it was of a similar size to this one. Oh, you must climb inside yourself, my dear fellow.
What? Whatever for?
It was the site of my first fateful meeting with Mr. Naruhodo. You can experience the moment for yourself now, complete with my dramatic rhetoric. Come along now, in you go. This'll only take a moment.
Really, Sholms? Surely you can just tell me what you said.
Well, I uttered some brilliant remark and opened the wardrobe to reveal the stowaway murderer.
I think I'll just read about it in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Susato would do it. Quite exquisite glass, I must say. See here how it...
Still has ice.
Is something wrong, Sholms? You suddenly trailed off.
Ice, Mikotoba, ice! What opulence the first-class passengers enjoy. Chilled drinks.
Ah, that is interesting.
Uh-oh.
Pardon?
Could it be that this steamship is equipped with an electrically refrigerated cold room, do you think?
Well, it is a luxury liner after all. They have enormous refrigerators for storing all sorts of lavish produce as well as ice. On our voyage from Japan, we enjoyed culinary delights from all over the world.
Suddenly, Mikotoba, the sight of you is making my mouth water.
And they were roommates.
I haven't taken on the flavor of the food I ate, you know.
And they were roommates. Uh-oh. No!
We never touched the painting.
I thought the painting was a thing for sure, so I was going to touch it last.
Yeah.
You didn't touch,
Oh, we
touch
didn't
the
even touch the-
painting or the sock in the pipe?
Pipes.
I mean, we
Oh
say
no!
painting, but
the
it's a
ice
notice.
was actually the most
Notice.
important part.
I know.
What?
Oh man, you are still here. Able Seaman Stroganoff. Hello again.
I was beginning to think you'd never materialize.
You are waiting for me.
Of course! I was expecting you to burst in with a hearty Russian profanity far sooner.
I was in trouble with Captain because of trick you played before. Oh, innocent chicken. It is all your fault. Ship will leave port soon. Get off now!
Of course. We shall disembark presently, my dear fellow. But first, there is something that must be done.
Kick in the nuts.
What do you talk about?
Why, naturally, the debunking of your deceit and the bearing of the truth.
Kekai!
I'm afraid I see through your lies. For one thing, I don't know why, Mr. Jigoku has not yet left this vessel at all.
Oh!
And for another, my dear Seaman Stroganoff, you know exactly where the man is, even as we speak, don't you?
How can you?
Good.
Oh, good gracious, Sholms. You mean you've worked it out, all of it?
It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. So, would you care to join me for a dance of my inevitable logic and reasoning?
Nothing would please me more. What is this?
They're just like looking into each other's eyes. Shall we, old friend?
Nothing would please me more.
What are you doing? Why are you looking like that? What is happening?
Why are you so close?
You brothers? You friends?
Cousins, definitely.
We are but minutes until the vessel puts to sea. No games now.
Oh!
Ah,
Fun.
yes!
Oh.
Time is of the essence. Mr. Stroganoff, allow me to remind you of your earlier claim. You told us that Jigoku left the ship some 2 hours ago.
Nah, that is what I said.
Sadly, that was a rather clumsy lie. You see, there is something in this room that quite clearly contradicts it.
What? Ah, yes, of course.
I see you've noted it too, Mikotoba. Then please, do take the lead.
Oh.
What in this cabin shows the impossibility of Jigoku having disembarked
Ooh.
2 hours ago? Let us see what the last 3 years have done to your observational skills then, Mikotoba.
It's been 10 years since we did the Sholms, not 3.
Why, of course it has, quite. Now all the clues are here in this cabin for your eyes to see. But as I always say, you must not merely look, but observe. Observe and the answers will become clear. So, impress me.
I think I can manage that, using my eyes to assess the situation.
Can I? Oh, I can't even examine them.
Ah! You have to pick it.
Pick and present.
Take that!
Ooh. Glass containing ice. Oh,
He dances!
they dance.
He dances! Oh!
Perhaps you should clear away that glass.
There's nothing that adds more salt to the wound of being wrong than to have someone dance explain it to you.
I love that they're together again.
He's like a jester.
I'll be honest, man. I thought Mikotoba was a bad dude.
I thought so too, but he's not.
Wow.
I thought he was a.
Wow.
I thought he was a murderer.
Wow.
I thought he killed people
Wow.
He was the Watson the whole
the
time.
whole time.
Perhaps you should have cleared away that glass.
How curious that the ice shouldn't have melted despite it being abandoned for 2 hours. It would appear that the man was here in this very cabin until moments before our arrival. With this well-chilled glass in hand.
Get your mind off refreshments, Sholms.
One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our boarding. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganoff?
But why would Seishiro run from us?
Before we consider that question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying that these first-class cabins of the SS Grouse are the same ones in which you and Mr. Jigoku were accommodated on your voyage from Japan?
Ah, that's right, they are. I was in the cabin next door, and Seishiro was, yes, 50 days in this very cabin during our voyage.
As I suspected. For you see, there are traces in this cabin of the dark secret that Mr. Jigoku had to hide.
What traces?
I know nothing about this. Nothing.
Ah, this is news to you, is it, Mr. Stroganoff?
Sholms, what exactly are you getting at?
As I said, there are traces in this cabin of some nefarious activity. Something that appears out of place, which I'm quite sure won't have escaped your notice.
Something out of place in here.
That's the key to this, Mikotoba. The remnants of the dark deed that took place are here, being masked by something quite incongruous. I must say, I didn't foresee ever doing this dance of deduction with you again, Mikotoba.
No, quite. But life is full of unexpected twists and turns, as we all know. Now then, let's see if I can't uncover the truth here.
Yes, you have the floor, my dear fellow.
So, really quickly, in
Right.
the poll against beef and chicken, beef is winning by a little bit, but as chicken gets interrogated here, he's pulling ahead. So,
Nice.
and back in the D&D days,
Yeah?
it's funny. There's the difference between perception and basically intelligence or whatever, wisdom and intelligence.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Sholms is basically the perception and the wisdom,
Yeah.
where he can see it,
Yeah.
but he doesn't quite know what's going on,
Yeah.
assumedly,
Yeah.
if the truth is.
Yeah.
And then Wilson is the intelligence, where it's like, he might miss some stuff, but
Yeah.
he understands why it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wisdom is knowing that the picture is out of place. Intelligence is knowing why it is.
Ooh.
There we go.
I know.
That is a good one. What a
Oh yeah,
wonderful
perception and investigation, I think it was something like that. I can't remember.
Ellen says
example.
insight.
You think
Oh,
that
insight.
one instead of the picture? Which one do you think?
Oh,
it's gonna
Adam
be?
says perception versus investigation.
Yeah,
I
that's-
would
that's
say
what
the
it was.
picture itself.
Insight, yeah, because perception's part of insight. I can't remember. The picture itself?
Yeah, because I'm guessing there's a blood stain on the wall behind the picture.
The bloodstain on the wall.
behind the picture.
Take that!
Oh, is it the other way around? No, wisdom's perception, I'm pretty sure. Insight's people-based. That's what it was, yeah.
It's the rules of passage in the frame here. They're obviously out of place. The way they're hanging crooked on the wall as if they were put there in a hurry.
Yeah, perception skills. Moving on.
Yes, as I'm sure you've already concluded. That frame was originally over here. The shape and size are a perfect match.
Da, you're right. When this frame move, it has leg and arm.
Hardly the most observant crewman are you, Mr. Stroganov.
Low wisdom.
I would think your captain is quite justified in having his reservations about your reliability.
Oh dear, that really seemed to touch a nerve.
So, Mikotoba, why don't you lift that frame off the wall?
Ooh!
That looks like a bullet hole.
What? Who has been shooting wall? Good wall.
I see. The projectile has been removed. Clearly, the careful occupant of this room has already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff, I have the distinct impression that you're attempting to shield said occupant.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I try to protect Eastern stranger?
Ah, so we're talking about the same man, I see. Good. I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you? Because there's some very noteworthy evidence that explains the reason why you're lying for the man. Yes, you've been told to keep up this pretense as clearly shown by...
I really don't know how to approach this one, Sholms.
Ah, my dear Mikotoba, simply keep first principles in mind. Study your subject from every angle, and I'm quite sure that you'll see it. In fact, I'd put a wager on it.
So I'm to glare at this fellow from all sides. Well, I can certainly do that.
Tap dances furiously in circles.
What you doing? Why are you dancing around? This makes me very uncomfortable.
Getting low while doing it. Very cool, though. I appreciate that.
I hope Jigoku is ready for a new Mom Sholms.
Hey.
Kaloise! Thank you,
Oh,
Kaloise!
thank you. I was like, that's a name.
We didn't get to see this part of the road.
It's implied Sholms has been obfuscating stupidity all along, intentionally being wrong so Runo can catch up with his rapid-fire logic, whereas Eugen is immediately able to literally stay in step.
That's cool.
Dense.
Yo, I didn't know the wad of bank. Chunky arms.
Chunky arms.
Adam. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
I got a meme on this. There's too many. I mean, like, I just noticed the wad of banknotes, just barely. It's funny how they kind of. Oh no, you can see it more.
Angles.
You can see it more clearly there. Because I'm like, is that the only angle you can see it?
There's also the Sholms on his arm, but I mean, like,
know,
who knows?
A tattoo. I gotta send chunky arms first. It's
Gotta
always
send
Chunky.
yeah. Everyone knows that every good stroganoff is chunky.
Yes.
Very chunky. Chunky arms. Or like
Mikotoba?
hunky arms.
No games now, were my words, were
Oh.
Come, Sholms, where's the fun in life without a little fooling around?
And they were roommates.
Oh, quite right you are.
That was a close shave. I better rethink that before I'm a fool here again.
Okay, I gotta do the tattoo. If it's the same line, then there's no good text.
Yeah,
Because that's where the good text would live.
definitely. Yeah. Oh, chunky arms.
A Russian crewmate is aiding a Japanese man to evade capture by English detective.
Nationality needn't come into it. In respect of this, at least, all humans are the same. Ask yourself what can spur a man into do the bidding of another man about whom he knows precious little. There's only one thing in the whole world with such a repugnant baldness power.
A Klondike bar.
Do anything for it.
Let's not get carried away now, Sholms.
A tattoo.
Oh shit! Why? Oh god! It was the tattoo.
No,
Not
it's
like
fine.
it's not actually a tattoo.
Both are
but-
gonna be fine.
I was curious as to why this happened.
Sorry.
We're testing to see if there's any good text.
Yeah, no, but no.
It's the same no matter what. Whether via chunky arms.
Makes the world go round.
I'd be sad if the tattoo actually did, but whatever. Ooh. I don't think there's a more disrespectful dance than the tap dance. You know, I don't know. There's just something about it where someone tap dances at you and you're like, oh,
Dare you?
how dare you?
Rapid succession.
I don't know. Like they can break dance and you're like, whoa, that's kind of threatening.
Yeah.
You know, but I see that you respect me.
Yes.
But the tap dance is like, wow.
No.
I am belittled.
Just,
Yeah.
I'm here to steal your girl.
Stop
What are you
that.
gonna do about it?
I mean,
Slowly
like,
being
these-
lured away.
the chicken dance just makes you look like the idiot.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Can you hear my snapping, or am I just doing that for nothing?
I can hear it.
Okay.
It's almost too obvious for words.
Quite. The universal language of the world. Ass.
I'd wager that eastern fellow in question is Seishiro Jigoku, yes? So I presume you realize what this means. There are clear signs that crime has been committed in this cabin. And the way you're going, sir, you'll find yourself accused of being an accomplice.
But it's not.
I believe you know, Mr. Stroganoff. You know where Mr. Jigoku is hiding at this precise moment in time.
Is it in the freezer?
He cannot fit inside that trunk.
Oh, he's very flexible. As always, Mikotoba, in matters of deduction, the furtive glance is your unfaltering ally.
Yes, I think you're onto something, Sholms. You found the clink in this burly fellow's armor.
We need only follow the man's gaze to know where our prey is hiding. The slightest flicker of the pupils, a minutely detailed blink. Nothing escapes my attention, even that which is barely perceptible.
You could hardly call this barely susceptible, Sholms. The man turned his entire goddamn head. It's not exactly what you'd describe as a furtive glance, is it? It's obvious.
We shall let your tapping toes decide, my dear fellow.
Tap dance is on the case.
Jigoku inside like, oh no! He's gonna find me! He's getting closer! He's gonna tap me into the ground!
No time for games.
Oh, like we did in that one game.
Unless.
Unless.
You turned immediately to look at this large trunk, didn't you? The truth is, Seishiro Jigoku was unable to escape from the ship in time, and is, at this very moment, doing his best to stifle his breath inside this trunk.
If he still has a breath to take, I fear he may be running dangerously low on air. I imagine he didn't count on us making a nuisance of ourselves for quite so long.
Oh my god. Is Sholms the frickin' combination?
No.
Does that work?
That was a plot point in the series that I watched.
Oh, wow.
It very well could be. I think it would be in everyone's best interest for us to open the trunk as quickly as possible.
Oh my. Because it's written on his arm?
It's written on his
written on
arm.
his arm. Because I was like, man, I wouldn't trust this guy to remember it. And I was like, wait a second.
Wait a second.
Yeah, that's funny.
But how can we? Are you forgetting about the combination lock?
And it's not. It actually is a 3, I bet.
I know.
We don't know the 7-digit code.
The combination lock can't be opened from the inside of the trunk. Therefore, there must have been an arrangement for somebody to open it after our departure.
Of course.
In short, before Jigoku hid himself inside that trunk, he must have told somebody the 7-digit number for the lock. As I'm sure you can confirm, Mr. Stroganoff.
No, I know nothing about the combination.
Is that a 6 then? Like 5, 6,
Is it?
3,
Because he's going to be
1,
looking at
0,
it
4,
like this
5.
to his elbow. I think it's gonna.
631045. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's amazing.
Vroom! Don't move a muscle, my good seaman.
Peers over shoulder.
Huh?
Now, Mikotoba, would you do the honors and open the trunk?
Oh man.
How on earth do you expect me?
It's a 7-digit number, remember? Quickly now, we have little time.
5, 6, 3, 1, 0, 4, 5. 5, 0.
Okay, so it's not 6.
Uh-oh. 2 then. It's the little loopy 2?
Oh, little loopy 2, I guess it is.
I lost the rest of it now. What was it?
Just start from the right to the left. So it's going to be S.
Oh yeah.
So
S5.
5 on the right.
So sorry, 5.
And then 4. And then O, L. This one's M, so it's the
3.
3.
Take that!
Oh, wow. We just killed that dude.
I did it. It's open.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for him to burst forth from this trunk.
You had to meddle, didn't you?
Wow.
What?
Okay, that wasn't what I was expecting, but that's fine.
Well, Eugen, you found me now.
Seishiro. I was really hoping beyond hope not to find you here, you know.
But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it.
No, quite. I just wish it were some other way.
Well, are you ever going to introduce me?
Ah, your reputation precedes you, Mr. Sholms. I've read stories of your many exploits.
Excuse my manner, Sholms. This is Jigoku, my old friend and traveling companion.
The devil is in the last name of this man, Mikotoba. I believe you meant to say your old friend and traveling companion. Who made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone when things turned sour?
I see my reputation precedes me as well. What an honor.
Well, Seishiro, are you going to explain all of this?
You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, is that 3 days ago, on the night before our arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life here on this very ship.
By the Reaper of the Bailey? Yes, I've heard. Because you were once prosecuted by the Reaper, weren't you? 10 years ago now, mind you.
And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when we arrived at London to find the symposium was postponed until goodness knows when. It became all too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again.
So, you decided to flee the capital without saying a word to me about it?
I'm afraid so, yes. Of course, I realize now that I really ought to have confided in you.
It's somewhat surprising, I must say.
What is?
Well, first-class cabins aboard luxury steamships are in very short supply. It's more than a little hard to believe that this one just happened to be available.
So says the protagonist of some colorful short stories. Well, I don't care for your opinion. The cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased a ticket and here I am.
I've just seen for myself the obvious remnants of that incident in this cabin. So you'd already purchased your return tickets before we even docked in Dover, had you? To prevent anyone else taking this cabin and seeing the evidence, is that it?
Ooh!
Eugen, I have nothing to say to you.
Well, in a mere 5 minutes the ship will set off on its onward voyage and not make port again until Italy. I'm afraid we must insist that you disembark with us at once.
You have no jurisdiction over my movements.
We have this, Seishiro. Take it.
Oh, is someone getting served? Bam.
My car insurance.
What is it, huh?
It's a subpoena from the Old Bailey.
Faxed by Mouse Walkie Talkie.
You're a man of the law. You know what the ramification of ignoring a document like this from British courts would be.
You came prepared then, Eugen.
Come on. Let's go.
Oh, wow, that was an angry look. I was reading the text. I looked up and he was just like
He was
glaring at me. Oh my god.
One moment.
What is it, Sholms?
Inside Mr. Jigoku's trunk,
Little poop.
I found this rather fascinating trinket.
The top of the watch!
What is that? Seishiro?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. Some small component from something. But what? I have no idea.
By the look on his face, I think he genuinely doesn't know.
Well, let us pocket this as a small souvenir of our brief sojourn in France.
The small component has been entered into the court record. Boo-doo.
Well, young Naruhodo, I think we've done as much as we can, I'm afraid. The rest will be on the shoulders of you and your assistant.
Hoo, 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 hoo. What a cool section.
I really like the daddy section.
That was amazing.
Ah! The tippity tap.
No games now, Hurlock said, proving he just wanted the previous dances to last longer than they should by being voluntarily absurd. Huff. Whether it is because he misses Mikoto or just wants to form Naruhodo to the art of deduction, I don't know. But I love him so much. Two
Super
hearts.
Potato, thank you.
Super potato!
So Sholmes legit looked at the time bomb from case 3 and thought, I have enough time to troll everyone. Time for more wacky deductions. Smiley face.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
he literally
Yeah.
just is like, what can I say and get them to believe? This here is an anti-gravity device. What?
Much more urgent this time.
I don't even know if they invented gravity at that time, you know?
They never thought about it
No.
for sure.
No.
Who knew Mikoto would end up my fave in this game? Who knew? Those
tappy.
fancy feet. A king, to be honest. WHO knew he would overshadow Hosonaga.
Oh, I forgot about Hosonaga. Where are you?
Catherine, thank
Catherine, thank
Best
you.
AA song ever. Partners, the game is afoot.
It's
Very good.
really nice having them together again.
Thanks, Adam.
He wasn't a bad dude.
This dance is the reason why I stayed up. So glad to watch you guys experience the best part of the game live. Best clapping hands, partners, clapping hands, ever.
Clapping
Yes!
hands. Clapping hands! Thank you, Kit.
Kazuma Asogi.
Now, with Mikoto's
Cyber!
tapping, I think it's safe to assume we know why Sholmes calls this his dance of deduction.
Couldn't be called anything
Cyber
else.
Saiyan. I imagine it's like an involuntary tick that he does when he's thinking.
Oh, I pace when I take phone calls usually.
Must be moving,
Moving.
legs.
So I
Name
relate to that.
time. Ignoring the obvious pun in Chicken's name and any other links to his brother, his Japanese first name is Mapo Tofu.
Oh!
This is a pun Mapo Tofu, a spicy tofu dish from China.
I love Mapo.
TBD! It's my favorite.
Thank
you.
you.
Kazuma Asogi. I know you, and I know you wouldn't lie, but still, there's no doubt that you're holding something back. You know more than you're saying. During the past 30 minutes while this court was adjourned, all possible efforts were expended. But sadly, Mr. Jigoku's whereabouts could not be ascertained.
We must accept the unfortunate conclusion that the man has killed him, and the Reaper has done the deed. There's no sense in wasting any more of the court's time. The prosecution calls for an immediate verdict.
Objection! It Objection.
No. The trial cannot end now.
You're a Japanese man, Ryunosuke. You should know when to lay down your sword.
And you should know never to presume when the battle is won.
The court has already been presented with all the evidence and have heard all the relevant testimony. And there can only be one conclusion, that the accused is guilty.
All relevant testimony? Pfft, far from it. There's a crucial witness from whom the court is yet to hear a single word of testimony. In that case, call your witness to the stand at once.
It's the
counsel.
plush. It's the
Pulls
plushie.
out the plushie
It's
for
gotta
sure.
be.
Yes, my lord. Tomorrow. If possible.
What?
The witness is already on his way and scheduled to arrive tomorrow.
Who on earth is this crucial witness?
Seishiro Jigoku. The very man allegedly murdered by the Reaper.
Judge Jigoku? Jigoku? You found him!
Woo! But the investigation of every policing resource in the capital would suggest that Jigoku is already dead. How in the name of God did you find the man? Oh, he was located in France during the recess at the port of Dunkirk. Thanks to one of Mr. Herlock Sholm's famous deductions. Herlock Sholms? So freaking tall. Is he standing on his chair?
Yes. He actually has no legs.
Inspector Gregson almost certainly met with Mr. Jigoku on the night of his death, because along with Prosecutor Asogi, Gregson was on a mission to assassinate the man. Which means that Seishiro Jigoku is the sole witness who can clarify exactly what happened aboard the SS Grouse on the 31st of October. Well, it would appear that it's too soon to move to adjudication at this point.
The prosecution concurs. The court must hear Mr. Jigoku's testimony. No judgment should be passed until all testimony has been considered.
In that case, I hereby call an end to today's stream. We shall reconvene at the same hour tomorrow.
I mean,
We shall
thank you,
reconvene
game.
at the same time tomorrow.
What a wonderful way to seg. You know?
Yeah.
What a friggin' stream. I was on the Mikotoba bad guy train secretly.
And now he's best guy.
Now he's best guy.
With his freaking tap dancing?
such dance.
What good little quirk.
I bet you
Yeah.
Mikotoba is a bad man.
No.
Yeah, I bet you he plots with Seth and does bad dad
Yeah,
things.
bad dad.
Bad
Bad dad things.
Bad dad things.
Bad rad dad.
Oh, sure.
Sure, Adam. But I mean, the line was better. So I took the line.
And we have music this way.
And he's like Supreme Judge, Justice, Juror, Supreme Sandwich, and I can't deny what he says.
No. He says tomorrow.
That's cool, Godzilla.
Tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, just like name a more like, like disrespectful dance. Not in like that disrespectful to do it, but it's like
The floss?
someone dances at you.
Floss.
Nah, I'm still not. I'm like, yeah, no, whatever.
I guess like for me, tap dancing is very heavily like correlated with river dance
Ah,
and Lord of the Dance.
oh,
Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance. And I love it. I wanted to learn it when I was young.
what crazy reveals will happen tomorrow? I think Jigoku doesn't have a beard at all. It's a wig.
Oh my god. Do you think he's going to remove it and it's going to be Gregson under there?
Oh! The mouse is Gregson. We haven't seen Gregson's body.
We saw a picture of it, but that's about it. But pictures can be photoshopped.
I mean, yeah, if if Iris can invent walkie-talkies that can go cross-country, then I'm pretty sure she could invent Photoshop.
Photoshop.
More twist. This case has more twists than Judge Jigoku's beard. I'm also so glad that the judge... I guess I still voice both of them, but at least they have different voices.
Yes.
I'm glad the judge is...
Because, like, British judge is gone. We don't know where British judge is. Well,
He's probably in a trunk somewhere. That's how you store judges when they're not judging. You just pack them inside a trunk.
Yeah. Put them on the shelf.
Yeah.
How convenient that we don't like the Lord Strongheart is judgifying this too.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a coincidence, or because Judge Jigoku is a fan of Mr. Sholms, that the combination was Sholms in numbers?
I think he's a fan. I think he's a big fan. I think he's in love with him. Oh my God! Why are you so in love with me?
Shoot, sorry.
Jeez.
Who has the better moves? Mikotoba or Soseki?
No!
Ooh.
I think that Mikotoba has the best, like, center moves, and Soseki has a good backup moves.
Yeah.
That's it. Dance battle. Dance battle.
Yes.
Thanks, Noel.
First 3-day trial since the very first game.
Damn.
Big
It's a long one.
It's a long one. It's
Two-chapter.
exciting.
2-chapter case.
Thanks, dude.
Ryu broke the fourth wall when he said tomorrow lol.
Yeah,
Right?
I know, right, movie. So
Tomorrow. I was thinking about ending it there. But
I
I'm
know.
Like, I'll go a little further. I fished for a slightly better line. We'll see if this is the right one tomorrow.
I know. Why don't you be like, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
To be continued. Curses. Too good.
All right.
Until we see everybody soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank